Hi there, grab yourself a coffee, maybe even a bowl of popcorn, lean back and relax as we're jumping into another episode of reviewing your underwater films. Coming up. Hi and welcome back to the Underwater Filmmaking School, and thank you so much for tuning in again for another episode of reviewing your underwater films. Now today we're going to be looking at a underwater film made by Andy from Aquatic Images based in Thailand. We'll be looking at his Showreel 2020 and hopefully we'll get to see some amazing underwater shots. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Nice. I like the music. Cool. Oh, wow, some awesome. Nice time lapsing. I like that. Cool. Whoa. Whoa. Nice transition. Well done, mate. Cool. Very nice. Wow. Awesome. Very cool. Macro shots. Oh, awesome shot, man. Nice. Look at all that life. Cool. Oh, wow. Alright, thank you so much, Andy, for submitting that video, that showreel of 2020, a really good piece of underwater imagery. In my opinion, a couple of things that I would like to pass on to you. I really think that the music is a really good choice. You've picked a good music for a showreel. I've really enjoyed the time lapses. I think that's a very important thing, that it's not solely underwater imagery, but you do give the viewer a bit of a context as to where the underwater imagery was taken with these time lapses. So well done on integrating them, and it also shows your ability to actually do proper time lapsing. So a good idea to include them into your showreel. The transition with the lady walking down the pier and then spinning the image around, getting to a underwater view of that same lady walking over the sand, is a really cool idea. I think it's quite well done as well. I don't think that the time ramping towards the end was necessary. I think you could have just stopped after you've transitioned into the underwater shot. The time ramping seemed a little, I don't know, just didn't really fit completely in there for me. So I would leave that out. Other than that, I think it's a cool transition, a cool way to transition from on land back to underwater. I also like the variety of the shots that you showed. There was plenty of different shots. There was macro shots, there was wide angle shots, there was stationary shots, moving shots. I've really enjoyed that. I think you've shown that you can shoot all different types of underwater imagery and underwater shots. So well done on that one. Yeah, and I think it's actually a really good length as a showreel. You're just under 2 minutes, I think. So that seems to fit quite well, in my opinion, as a length for a showreel. and you've got some really impressive shots in there, I have to say. There's actually not a lot of things that I would have done differently other than what I already said with the transition, the spinning transition with the lady walking on the pier and then in the water. I wouldn't do the time ramping there. Maybe you can even think about choosing another transitional style for it. I know that you've had like a bottom-up transition, I noticed that, and it seemed to work fine. Maybe even just a normal crossfade transition would look really good there as well, or a Luma transition. So I would try to experiment a little bit with these ones. It seemed to work, this one here, and I enjoyed it. It was like the wow factor when it actually happened. But as I said before, don't do the speed ramping at the end of that transition. I don't think it really fits in there. And the only other thing that I can give you as an advice is make sure that the shots that you've got in there, that they're really matching. I know this is a show reel, and in a show reel it's not entirely crucial that all the shots match with each another, but still you've got one or two shots in there. I think one was with a nudie branch, the second nudie branch shot, that seemed a little out of place, also because it was more on the greenish side, and most of your other shots were more on the bluish or dark or sort of blackish dark side. So this shot seemed, to me, watching it for the first time, it seemed a little out of place. And there was a second shot, I think, with the pinnacle that was basically no corals on it, and there was I think it was I'm not sure if it was a black tip or a white tip, I can't remember, but a reef shark passing in front of that pinnacle. And that shot, I probably would have left that shot out as well, because it's not really giving me much compared to the other shots that you've had in that edit. A lot of the other shots are really stunning, really cool. This one was just like a regular shot, and I would try to keep these shots out. I know you wanted to get a shark in there because there was no other shark imagery than one other one at the end with the shark in the shallow water. But honestly speaking, if you're doing a show reel, just include your really best images and shots in there. And even if you've got a shot that you really like, but it's not really good, you gotta kill that baby. You gotta keep that shot out and don't use it in the edit, because it's not really gonna do anything good to your edit, in my opinion. That's basically it. I don't really have much more to say to this clip. I really enjoyed watching it. Thank you again, Andy, so much for submitting and being part of this series. Guys, what do you think? How did Andy do on this show reel edit 2020? Let us and let him know down in the comment section below. I'm sure Andy appreciates all your comments about that video that he submitted to this series. If you have an underwater film that you want me to review, feel free to send me a message either through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or on my email address, and I'll be more than happy to review it as part of this series here on my YouTube channel. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you had a great time as I did watching that film from Andy. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.